Hello everybody, this is Corey Davis, and we're going to play some Pauper. So this is one of my first of many test videos, just to kind of, get the hang of doing this sort of video content. I've always wanted to play Magic for people online to watch and make fun of all my terrible plays, so this is what we're going to do. So this is a pretty sweet Pauper deck, and for those of you who don't know what Pauper is, Pauper is a format consisting of only cards that are commons. So anything that has a common rarity is fair game. There are a couple bans, but we won't get too into that. So this deck is a pretty sweet blue-black Reanimator deck. I feel kind of silly because I can't give the person credit who made it, because I don't remember their name, but I found the list online, and it seems pretty sweet, so we're going to play it. It basically just goes off with cards like Careful Study and cards like Strategic Planning to basically discard some huge cards like Ulamog's Crusher or Walker of the Grove, and then eventually we'll get a Dragon Breath in there, which attaches to a creature with CMC 6 or greater that enters the battlefield. So if we exhume an Ulamog's Crusher with Dragon Breath, in the graveyard, this Ulamog's Crusher is going to have haste. So basically game one we're trying to win as quickly as possible, and yeah, that's basically it. Our sideboard is kind of a joke. It's just cards that I own, because I haven't really made a sideboard yet, so we'll just see what happens. I put some pretty generically good things in here, like Shrivel and Duress, but there's also some weird stuff like Tome Scour, but yeah, we'll see what happens. So we're going to go to a lobby, we're going to play a few games, and see what's up. So I'm kind of new to this deck, so I hope that hope that I don't mess up too much, but we'll see. I think I'm going to play well. I had some pancakes earlier, lots of syrup. It actually made me feel really bad. Maybe I won't play well, I don't know. But I'm ready, regardless. So a cool thing about Pauper, while we're waiting, is that it's kind of like, it's a lot like Legacy in a lot of different ways, because a lot of the best and most efficient cards in Legacy are commons, especially in blue with the cantrips like Brainstorm and things like that. So a lot of the times it feels like you're playing a really powerful deck. And we have lost a die roll, so we're going to go second, and I think we're going to keep this hand. All we're missing is a discard outlet. We have Exhume with Dispel backup, and we have the Ulamog's Crusher already in all of our colors. Yeah, we're just gonna try this. We're gonna see what happens. Waiting for Dr. Greens. Is Dr. Greens going to be playing green? Well, he let off with a Lonely Sandbar, so okay. Let's go ahead and play. Let's go ahead and play Island and pass. Just in case our opponent plays an instant that we don't want to resolve. Which is very doubtful, but we'll see. Jace's Erasure. Oh my god, okay. Is our opponent going to try to mill us out? It's not going to work very well for them. Probe, perfect. Okay, so we're going to basically play this Terramorphic Expanse, and we're just going to go ahead and fetch right now so that we can kind of F6. And we're going to keep Dispel up just in case something wacky happens. I don't know if I want to always yield to this. There might be a chance that I might want to Brainstorm in response, so we're gonna deal with this trigger always happening and kind of being annoying. Double Jace's Erasure, okay, so kind of on a clock. But if our opponent doesn't have anything to pressure us, then we're looking kind of good. Okay, island. Okay, so here we're gonna cast Probe, I guess. I mean, we're not gonna play around Daze or anything. I don't know if our opponent has that. And they have 1 mana. Yeah, that doesn't even come in untapped. Okay, so we're just gonna cast Probe. Drawing 3 cards and discarding 2, which will be both of the Ulamog's Crusher. Ooh, another Exhume. That's perfect. Okay, so discard both Ulamog's Crushers. We already played a land. And yeah, let's just pass the turn. I'm gonna go ahead and F6 through our opponent's turn as well, because we don't really care about what our opponent's doing right now. We're just trying to get some humongous monsters into play to annihilate our opponent. So let's see, we're going to mill 2, so we milled a Last Rites, which is fine. Not really a card we want, and a Spell Pierce, which is kind of good. But we're going to be able to Exhume next turn with, oh my god, this is not good. Casting Brainstorm with double Jace Erasure, this is really gross, actually. But maybe they'll put a Dragon Breath in the graveyard for us to kill our opponent quicker. Let's see. I mean, we have double Dispel backup for this next Exhume. I don't really see how this can go wrong. Hopefully they put a Dragon Breath. Come on, Dragon Breath. Oh, he's milling himself as well. That's interesting. Ponder, sure. I think this is like a Turbo Fog mill deck. I've seen these before. My friend Tony, shout out to Tony, actually played this deck at one point. It was super annoying, like in person. He played it in a Pauper tournament once, a tournament that I played in. I was playing Delver, and this deck is really, really frustrating to play against sometimes. Okay, so our opponent has a green mana up, so we're just gonna... Maybe we'll Exhume twice. Is that good? No. No, let's just Exhume once and see what happens. Chances are we don't want to Exhume twice, because we kind of want to hold some sort of something up. Because I think one Ulamog's Crush will be enough. I don't know, though. And then let's go ahead and Brainstorm, maybe? Yeah, let's Brainstorm. Maybe we can set up a Dragon's Breath for the next turn and then Exhume. But before Exhume, play Strategic Planning to get that Dragon's Breath in the graveyard and attack for 16. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Yeah, I don't really care about these cards. So, we'll put back... It doesn't entirely matter. We'll put back a Dispel, I guess? Well, what cards don't we want? Because we're going to get rid of them with Strategic Planning next turn, so... We don't really want this Muddle the Mixture, so we'll put that back. That's a card we want to discard. And, maybe we'll probably take a land, so let's just put the second Swamp on there as well. Okay, so let's just pass with Dispel back up, just in case our opponent does something fishy. Game is looking pretty good so far, but our opponent's deck is kind of scary, so... Come on, put a Dragon's Breath. Oh wait, they're gonna put the Swamp that I put... Yeah, they're gonna put the Swamp in the whatever the other card was. Which is actually kind of good for us, because I put those cards there because I didn't want them. Not necessarily because I was concealing them. I just kind of accidentally made the right play, I guess. So what can our opponent have? Our opponent can maybe have like a snap or something like that, but we can counter it. Okay, our opponent's just not doing anything, so that's fine, I guess. Walker of the Grove, that is not bad, actually. Okay, so let's cast this Careful Steady first in case we hit a Dragon Breath. Then we can double Exhume and attack with both Ulamog's Crusher. Or we can Exhume, having double Ulamog's Crusher. One will have haste from Dragon Breath. And then we can have Dispel backup, right? Yeah, okay, cool. Alright, so let's start off. Let's fire off this Careful Steady first. Well, we're going to discard this. And I guess the swamp. We don't really care to have another swamp. Okay, let's just play a land, I guess. Yeah, okay. Cool. Yeah, let's just do it. Let's just go in. See what happens. Okay. We're gonna attack with our Ulamog's Crusher. Our Annihilator 2 trigger is gonna happen. Our opponent's probably gonna try to fog us. How does Annihilator work? Is it whenever this creature attack? Okay, so they have to sack 2 permanents regardless. Let's go ahead and dispel this. Because then they're getting rid of 2 permanents and they can't flush it back if they destroy 2 lands. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to counter this Tangle as well. I think it's just going to be so much more beneficial if we get in this one time. Our opponent's going to have to sack 2 permanents, and then we're going to have another Ulamog's Crusher coming up, and they're going to take 8. Yeah. So they're sacking 2 lands. They're going to take 8. Yeah, and then let's just go ahead. Opponent has no creature. Okay, let's go ahead and just Exhume. What do we want to Exhume, though? I mean, I guess we just Exhume the... Well, the Walker of the Grove is lethal at 2. And we can also play around Tangle. Okay, they just conceded. Never mind. Never mind. Okay. Made it easy for us. Okay, so... What don't we want? We definitely want all the counter magic. The counter magic's super good. Last Rite seems really good too. Flux seems kind of I'm not sure about that card anyways. It kind of lets you wheel any amount of your hand, you and your opponent both, except you draw an extra card. And our opponent has a lot of flashback spells, so... And I don't want them to draw a bunch of cards anyways, so... They don't really have creatures, so we're going to take out these fadeaways, these fadeaways as well. Duress seems good for the fog effects. Negate just seems good in general. What else? This seems pretty good. Maybe take out one muddle for one negate. Because our opponent's just kind of... They're going to kind of let us do our thing and also dump a lot of stuff into our graveyard, so we don't really need to... They're kind of helping us, so we'd prefer to just have things like negate to stop us from losing the game, rather than stop our opponent from trying to win the game, because our opponent's going to be really slow, and I think our deck is going to be fine. So we're just going to submit. So I assume our opponent's going to be playing first. This hand is okay. It's kind of slow, but I think we have time. We have discard outlets and cantrips and permission. We just need to find something to discard and then exhume, which is kind of a tall order, but we'll try it. We'll try it. Maybe this hand's just bad and doesn't do anything, but our opponent's not going to be applying very much pressure, so we'll give it the good old try-reno. Strategic planning. Okay, we're just going to play fetch. Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and fetch just so I can F6, because I'm lazy. These lonely sandbars and all these cycling lands seem pretty sick. Oh, relic. Ugh. Sure. Anyways, these cycling lands seem pretty good. I know our opponents take with Jace's Erasure so that they can't really flood out, because they can just cycle them and act and trigger Jace's Erasure. Anyways, let's do. Yeah, let's just cast strategic planning. That is good. That's good. Yeah. I guess our opponent can pop this relic, right? And then that just kind of messes us up. But then they don't have the relic anymore. Maybe we can entice our opponent to pop this relic pretty early. And then, you know, we have several other cantrips in our hand to find what we need. So let's go ahead and, let's just put one of these in here. Let's take... Because we have Careful Study. Yeah, let's go ahead and take the Ulamog's Crusher and then put the Walker and the Ponder in the graveyard. Hopefully our opponent will crack Relic, and even if they don't, we can just not exile the Walker, and then we still have this Ulamog's Crusher in case they do pop Relic, that we can discard with Careful Study, and then we just have to find Exhume. So, and then they don't have a Relic anymore. So let's just do that. That seems good. This deck's kind of hard. And we're going to F6, because we do not really care about what our opponent's doing. We're just going to exile something that doesn't matter, like Ponder. Preordain. Sure. Exhume would be a sweet top deck. Just put our 7/7 in the play, and I have Dispel and Spell Pierce back up. Okay. What allows us to see the most cards and still exhume if we draw it? I guess Careful Study? But we don't want to do that yet because we don't want our opponent to get both of our targets. So let's just go ahead... Let's put more stuff in the graveyard. So let's cast Strategic Planning. Ooh. Okay. I want this Ponder. Actually, I want the Negate really bad too. But I think I want the Ponder more. Yeah, maybe this will entice our opponent to finally crack the Relic, because we're just kind of overflowing our graveyard and they can't really catch up. So let's go ahead and cast Ponder. Let's look for an Exhume. No whammy. No good. Okay, maybe... Are any of these cards better than a random card? Maybe. I guess we'll take... Okay, so I guess we'll put it like Island, Careful Study, Ponder. We'll draw the Ponder and then draw Careful Study next turn. And then we can kind of get through all the garbage, and by that I mean the island that's going to be left on top of our deck with a careful study, or redundant careful study. And hopefully our opponent... Do you have to... No, you can just pay 1 mana and exile it. Okay. So basically we're just trying to get our opponent to prematurely crack this relic. Okay. Which hopefully they do soon. I mean, come on, I got an Ulamog's Crusher and a Walker the Grove in there, just pop the relic. It's value. Also, how does our opponent have 3 Lowly Sandbars? How did that happen? Opponent's pondering. Our opponent also doesn't have a Jace's Erasure, which maybe we should start holding up Spell Pierce for. Double Relic, that's not good. Yeah, our opponent doesn't have a Jace's Erasure, so we're not really under any pressure. We just need to get rid of these relics in some way. So we need to set up a turn where we cast Exhume twice, and our opponent can only crack 1 relic, is basically what's happening. I think. So let's go ahead and cast Careful Study. Put more cards in our graveyard. Okay, so we want this fetch land. We'll just go ahead and get rid of Probe, Swamp. We just want to put more things that don't matter in the graveyard for now so that we have fodder for this Relic of Progenitus. Let's go ahead and ponder. Duress. Well, that would have been good earlier. I guess we want the strategic planning. Or do we want the ideas inbound? We probably want the strategic planning so that we can put more stuff in our graveyard. So let's go ahead and draw that, and then shuffle our deck. Now we're just basically looking for Exhume. We're set up to double Exhume if we need to. Yeah, okay, so we'll just F6. Our opponent's not really doing anything. They're just kind of stopping us from winning the game, which I guess is the point of their deck, but... Okay, there's a Jace's Erasure, so... They're gonna start cooking. Going to start cooking. Okay. Let's cast strategic planning first. No Exhumes still. Man, there are only 36 cards in our deck, and we have not seen an Exhume. I guess Muddle the Mixture gets us Exhume, so maybe we do that. Discard this other junk. Then we still need one more Exhume. Okay, well, I guess we just pass. Looking for another Exhume. So next turn we can Careful Study, discard both the Dragon Breath and the Ulamog's Crusher, and hopefully we draw another Exhume, and then we just try to go off. Whatever. I'm really trying to sandbag this Ulamog's Crusher in my hand, though, just so I can try to, you know... get our opponent to just crack one of the relics. But they're being pretty patient, so I don't know if that's going to happen. We also have to watch our clock, because this game is going to take forever. Maul Drifter. Evoked. Sure. So we're going to mill 2 cards. Sure. We haven't discarded any Exhumes, so we're thinning out our deck. I guess we... Well... All of our Careful Studies have been discarded? Yeah. This is rough. Let's try to... brainstorm, I guess. Yeah. Because we see the most cards. We're kind of searching for something specific. Huh. Well... I'm gonna put both these Dragon Breath back. And then I'm gonna cast this Careful Study. And we're gonna go ahead and discard them. Now that we have this Ideas Unbound as another discard outlet. And let's go ahead and duress our opponent. Let's see what's going on. Dispel... Think Twice, Tangle, Pulse. What is Curier's Capsule? I don't know what that is. Ugh, this card's really good against us. This Curse of Chains at the beginning of each upkeep, tap Enchanted Creature. Yeah, that's really good. Draw 2 cards. They have 2. Target land from a... Oh, that card's good against us too. Man, our opponent's hand is so good. Well, we can beat Dispel. I'm not necessarily sure if we can beat this card. But we... This card's rough, too. But it's a lot of mana. I guess we just get rid of this Curse of Chains. I'm not sure if we can beat that card. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Okay, let's just pass. We kind of need to draw Exhume, like, next turn. Otherwise, we're in pretty bad shape, because our opponent has, like, 4 pretty good cards against us in his hand. He has a win con on board, and he has double Relic. It's just, yeah, this is just a lot to play around. Sure. Dress. Still didn't hit an Exhume. We only have 24 cards left in our deck, and we've only drawn 1 Exhume. We've gone through nearly 2/3 of our deck. We've only seen 1 Exhume. I mean, we haven't even milled an Exhume. Sure. Hopefully our opponent just taps out and draws 2 cards. Wouldn't that be just crazy? Okay, perfect. So Oh, but they have double relic up, right? Because you don't have to tap this, you just tap a mana. Yeah, we lose. I think we lose. This game is, yeah. We're just gonna concede. With hopes of nutting on our opponent this game. Disperse might be good. No, because I can just crack it in response. I don't even know what this is. Yeah, let's just run it back. We would love to play first. Well, if our opponent doesn't have turn 1 relic, no, because we can't turn 1 duress our opponent, and if they don't have the relic in their hand, then the duress kind of isn't doing its job because we can beat the rest of our opponent's deck. But if they do have it in their hand, we're not going to be able to duress it because of the Terramorphic Expanse. And every turn that they draw it, they'll just have the mana to play it anyways. So duress is kind of a dead card. Let's go ahead and mulligan. Okay, this hand isn't awful if we can find another land. So I say we go for it. I'm going to keep it. And we're going to put this on the bottom of our library. Let's go ahead and fetch for an island. And then just F6. Okay, no turn 1 relic. Alright, let's go ahead and cast this Careful Study. Negate is good. Yeah, we kind of want this negate. Let's get rid of the second copy of Exhume. I think. The redundant Exhume. Maybe not. Maybe negate's just too slow. Because they're going to be strategic planning next turn anyways. Yeah, let's go ahead and just get rid of this negate. Swamp and pass. Opponent's pondering, maybe they don't have another land, that would be pretty sweet. So now basically we just need to hit a creature with the strategic planning. Okay, well, let's go for it. Oh my god, beautiful. And a swamp so we can hold up Spell Pierce. Oh god. Oh, so beautiful. Okay. Oh my god. Whew. How perfect. How perfect. We just cast that strategic planning with grace, with confidence and intelligence. There was no luck involved. It was all skill. Okay, let's go ahead and exhume. The Ulamog's Crusher. We have 2 of them in there too, so our opponent's gonna have to do something about this twice. Counterspell. Okay, well we're just gonna Spell Pierce that. How does that sound? Okay, pass priority. Get this Ulamog's Crusher going. We would love to enchant it with Dragon's Breath, just a turn 3 Ulamog's Crusher, just as we laid it out. And we won! We did it! So this deck seems pretty sweet. We played against kind of a weird deck that actually seems really hard for us to beat. But cool. So we won our first match. Tell me what you guys think. Tell me if you guys think this is interesting. Obviously, I don't have all my equipment yet. This is just kind of a test run. I'm still waiting to get my webcam, obviously. And just tell me what you guys think. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll be playing more videos, making more videos, playing more Magic, and just, you know, have a good one. And hopefully you guys can, you know, try this deck out and turn 3 Ulamog's Crusher with haste on people too. So, see you guys, have a good one.